welcome to Your Money, Their Hands. I'm Jessica Winch, and it's my pleasure to be here this morning with Mark Slater of Slater Investments. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
You run three funds, the Slater Recovery, Income and Growth. Especially in the growth and the recovery, the top 10 holdings aren't what you'd normally see reading the Sunday papers. What's your strategy for selecting stocks?
We screen the entire universe of companies, and this is particularly on the growth side of things, looking for companies that can grow their earnings sustainably and reliably, that generate plenty of cash, and that we can buy relatively cheaply in relation to the growth rate. So we're agnostic as to sectors, we're agnostic as to themes, we're agnostic about a lot of things, or size of company. We're just looking for companies that have these key criteria.
So over the next 12 months, where do you see opportunities for investors?
A lot of our companies are doing really well, and we can see a lot more potential for them to do better. So we're pretty upbeat, but I think the markets it pays investors to be very focused on individual stocks rather than the market as a whole.
So individual stocks then, which particular companies attract your attention?
Well, our largest holding is a company called Hutchinson China, which is a healthcare business. All its operations are in China. It's listed in London.
Are you concerned about volatility in emerging markets and the debate about what the future holds for them in the near term?
A little, but the nice thing about healthcare is that the wind, in China particularly, is the wind is at your back. Healthcare is an area where there's massive government spend.
And are there any areas of the market, because you invest principally in the UK, are there any areas that you are avoiding?
Well, we avoid cyclicals simply because they don't meet our criteria.
So things such as house builders?
We own some house builders, but we own that's a more complicated area, really. But
Galliford Try is one of
we do, and we think they're in a very good. They are cyclical businesses, but we think that they do meet our key criteria, which is a bit of a quirk. But most cyclicals we tend to avoid. The most classic cyclicals we tend to avoid. We don't like areas exposed to Western government spending. We think that's an area where there's a headwind.
Areas such as?
Well, our growth fund has no exposure to the Sercos of this world, the Capitas, where there's potentially a lot of business around the corner, but we feel that there's currently too much uncertainty and it's just a bit too difficult. Defence is an area that's very difficult.
And what are your predictions for the FTSE this year?
We don't really look at markets. I mean, I think it's trending up. It's not. We haven't had a good start, and January normally is indicative of the full year. So that I don't think it'll be a massive year, but I think it'll probably be small positive.
Mark Slater, thank you very much.
Thank you.